How would it feel to have a thriving fitness business and have the freedom to enjoy life at the fullest? Well, that is exactly what the Trainer Revenue Multiplier Show is going to give you. My name is Mathew Park. This is Jaime Filer.
Hey, guys.
And we are here to serve.
Yeah, we'll go right at it.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Trainer Revenue Multiplier podcast. I'm joined today by, honestly, one of my favorite humans, Markus Kaulius, best-selling author of Play a Bigger Game. He's been in the fitness industry for over 20 plus years, has worn all of the hats, and just sold an 8-figure supplement company. But more than that, he's an influencer, honestly, with a lowercase I, because it's never been about having a follower. It's about impacting lives, which is one of the reasons he's had my utmost respect for over a decade now. Honestly, Markus, how long we've known each other. But thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate you.
Well, Jaime, you know I was excited to be here. Love spending time with you. Love what TRM stands for. You know I love the whole TRM family. So, I mean, this is so right. And thank you for that beautiful introduction. Man, I'm on a fun wave right now in life, and I'm just psyched to have this conversation because I see you killing it constantly, and just loving what I'm seeing.
Thank you, Markus. So, I mean, let's start with you, right? Play a Bigger Game: 7 Universal Principles to Experience True Fulfillment and Win at Life. You can only come up with a title like that if you've done it. So talk to us a little bit about your journey and what got you to the point where, because the truth is, from what I've seen online, Play a Bigger Game is more than a best-selling book. It's a movement. So how did we get from where you were to where you are?
Oh, that is beautiful. Thank you so much. So I'm going to kind of answer in an intertwined way here. I want to start by, I felt very called to write this book. And when I felt that calling, man, I just started typing. I know my life has a unique path to it. Mm-hmm. And where my life started, I was so sad and so stuck for so many years. And I think that's why my story resonates with so many people, because wherever you are in life right now, and I'm not trying to diminish what other people are going through and suggest that the stuff I went through is equal, not in the slightest. I just know for me, I felt like I was at rock bottom. My life was so crappy. The parents' divorce, dad out of my life, mom going to school full-time, working full-time. So I didn't have parents. And there was so much sadness in me. I didn't experience love for so many years. And then now I'm this gangly teenager. I'm 6'4", 120 pounds, super embarrassed of who I was, no confidence in who I was. And I was just like, there has to be more to life than this. And I took that moment and just kept improving on myself constantly. Constant growth is all I cared about. And just trying to learn how to appreciate the mind, perspective shift. And it's unreal how quickly your life can change through your own eyes. Yeah. And then what God used me for in business and in impacting other people's lives, I think this is something anybody can do. I truly believe that. You just have to figure out how. And honestly, that's what this book is about. It's a playbook. It's just a lot of what you'll read in here is like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That would work. Yeah. Like, I don't get people going like, oh, I've never heard of this before. This is brilliant. This is crazy outside the box thinking. It's like, no, these are the obvious steps. But if you just do them, you know what? It's so aligned with TRM, isn't it? Like,
I mean, it's not. Yeah. Yes.
I love the TRM, the system you guys have. It's like
of it, right, Markus?
Yeah. It's simple. It's just, but are you going to do it? And anybody can look at it and go, well, yeah, I guess if I did these things, my life would change. And it's like 100% yes.
Yeah.
You do these things, your life will change.
Yeah. There's a book that I finished reading earlier this year. It's called The Common Path to Uncommon Success by John Lee Dumas. And it reminds me exactly of what you're saying. It's nothing I haven't already heard, but it's how it's written. I mean, Markus, if we were to talk in terms of the fitness world, you can hear 4 different cues for the squat that all involve not letting the knees go past the toes. But as soon as someone says, pretend like you're sitting in the toilet or throw your hips back, one of those things resonates. So you've written something in such a way that it's going to be like a dog whistle for a specific type of person that needs your message.
Yes, that's so well said. I love that. It's so funny you say that. This week, have I ever heard the dog whistle comment? And it was earlier this week. So
that's crazy. Okay.
You're saying that. You know, what I love about what you just said and about the idea of this dog whistle, I think is so important for everyone to hear that your message doesn't have to hit everybody. It's not designed to. And when we fight, like, no, I want everyone to hear this. I'll do everything I can to get everyone to hear this. Man, you are fighting against the current. Yeah. Whereas if you just kind of go with the flow, which is, I know some people are going to love what I say. And then a whole bunch of people are going to be like, what's with this guy? I'm not listening to this. Yeah. That's okay. I'm not for everybody.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So let's talk in terms of who needs to hear this. Markus, what is one of the universal principles in your book that relates specifically to fitness professionals growing a business? How can they play a bigger game?
Oh, I love it. I'm going straight to choice. So choice is one of my key principles. And one of the things I'm trying to do with this book is to help people understand how much of your life is actually in your hands. You have the decisions to make. And too much of this world right now is trying to make you believe that choice is not in your hands. Well, no. The elections, I'm in the government, and the taxes, and then this, and my health, and it's okay, hold on. If you peel these things back, isn't it your choice? Like, couldn't you turn off the TV and not even care about politics anymore? Couldn't you decide? So honestly, everything's a decision. So speaking to your audience, you can make the decision to become a more successful trainer. And what that choice is one, I'm going to do the things TRM tells me to do. 2, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and look, I've already got it in my schedule. 7 a.m., I start my workday, and these are the things that TRM told me to do at 7 a.m. And then you do them. And then you celebrate for doing them. This is a key piece that a lot of people are missing in this world today. We don't take enough time to celebrate. I don't mean, hey, from 7 to 8, I worked my butt off. Now I'm going to go party it up the rest of the day. But just to take a minute and go, you know what? How awesome is that? How many people were willing to wake up, do this work at 7 a.m., kick butt, look at the results I got. I already got a couple people emailing me back or whatever it is. And you go, I'm awesome. You know what? Because I'm so awesome, I'm going to keep going.
Hell yeah.
We have to do those celebrations to release the endorphins, to enjoy it so that your brain goes, hey, I want more of that. Like, I'm addicted to that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. The positive reinforcement, right? For sure. And I guess on the flip side, what challenges, again, because this book wasn't written because everyone's doing really well, right? It's a guidebook. It's a playbook. So what are some of the biggest challenges you see, especially for young entrepreneurs in the fitness industry?
Ooh, I love this question. I love it. People get in their own way. I see this world, I see the pandemic as we're stuck. We're stuck like, no, Jamie, there's nothing I can do. Like, I've tried so much, so I'm just going to stay on this crappy path I'm on right now. And I'm saying that from their point of view. Like, these are people's words saying, I'm on this crappy path. I'm not judging the path. Hey, if you like your path, by the way, everybody, you like your job, you like your results in life, you like how many wins you're getting, you like your fulfillment, this book's not for you, and I'm not talking to you. And that's totally okay.
Yeah.
But if you're looking inside yourself, honestly going, I don't win as much as I think I should. I'm not experiencing as much fulfillment. I don't think I was put on this planet to just do what I'm doing today. This book is for you. Yeah. It's to help you go, here's the next step in front of me. All I have to do is take it today. And then another step is going to present, and another step. And I can just keep moving forward. And if I could just give you one piece of advice today, one encouragement, everybody, is just to take action. That's what nobody's doing. And the people who you see taking action, like Jamie and like the amazing people of TRM, you go, holy smokes, they're getting so far ahead. None of us have this magic playbook. None of us are like, well, I have the secrets I'm not telling you. We just take action every day. We don't have to have all the answers to take the first step. We don't need to know 5 steps ahead to take the first step.
Sure.
But we see the step in front of us and we all know what the first step is.
Yeah.
And you just gotta take that step.
It's so interesting, Markus, how the biggest principle about having a choice is also what's the biggest challenge that you think you don't.
Oh, yes.
Right? You just essentially tie the two together. You get in your own way because you think your hands are tied. What's the biggest principle of the book? Hey, your hands aren't tied. Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love
Oh, so good.
it.
Jamie, on that, the last point I want to give on this, which I love how you just beautifully summarized it, is this idea that if you think you're in prison, then you are. So if you want out, guess what? You get to go, oh, whoops.
Yeah.
There weren't cuffs. I thought there were cuffs. It's, I know this is the most often told parable of the elephant and the string.
Yeah.
And in case someone's never heard this, you know how to get an elephant just to stay still? You tie a string around its foot and put a peg in the ground. And now, of course, this elephant is so massive, it could just be like, what? I can go wherever I want. This is nothing. But it's been trained for so long. As a baby, it was tied to this post. And it tried to get out and it hurt itself. So it's like, oh, I'll never try that again. And that's what humans do. We got a little bit hurt at some point in our lives and we're like, oh, I'm never trying this again. I'm in prison. Jamie, you don't understand. I'm in prison. I can't. And we're just going, there is a string tied around your beautiful, huge foot. All you got to do is start walking.
Oh, I think that's amazing. Right? The only prison is the one you created in your mind, and it's nothing but a tiny piece of string.
Yes.
So smart. So brilliant. Markus, you've always been, since I've known you, one of the most regimented, but not in like the way people think of regiment. One of the most regimented individuals. And it's one of the reasons I believe you're as successful as you are. Can you give us a snapshot of your morning routine?
Sure, and thank you for that. Just before I'm happy to share this with you because I love talking about the morning routine. I want to just really quickly talk about the importance of the morning routine because it's way more important than what I do. It's the purpose of what I do. If you structure a morning routine around your life, you know the things in your life that are going to help you show up as a 10 out of 10. That is why I have my strict regimen because I want to show up as a 10 out of 10 today and every day. I'm not striving for perfection. Like I'm not going to beat myself up if I don't show up a 10 out of 10. But I know that Markus showing up as an 8 out of 10 is going to miss changing a bunch of people's lives, having some impact. Whereas Markus showing up as a 10 out of 10, God's going to use me in very profound ways today. Yeah. So for me, I have to get the right amount of sleep. When I wake up, I eat the right breakfast. It's got to be clean. It's got to be easy to digest. I get my workout in. I eat my second meal. In there, I forgot. I got my prayer time. I got my meditation time. And then finally, I got my cold tub. And the cold tub every day. It's so glorious. It's so good for our discipline and just mindset and sharpening up and just being ready for the day. And there's my morning routine. But my encouragement to everybody, put together your morning routine. It doesn't have to have 10 steps like mine, but start with 2 and just make sure that those 2 get done every day, or start with 1 and make sure it gets done every day. And just building on it.
Yep. Build the consistency. Again, going back to 10 years ago, 15 years ago, how have you felt like starting these different chapters of your life has required you to recalibrate what balance looks like, or the amount of time you spend with your family? Once you learned balance, you've just transferred it from the supplement company to the book to everything thereafter.
Oh, what a great question. Hey, you've been doing this for a while. Hey, you're good at this, Jamie. Yes. You know what's fun about this new chapter in my life? I keep calling it a new chapter because it truly is a new chapter in every way. And I get to decide. But the truth is, and this is the funny part, like it just opened up it pulled the veil off of my eyes. it's always a moving target. Like you get to recalibrate every single day if you want to. And sometimes we get so stuck in our routines that we get locked into our routines. And one of my favorite things about this new chapter is nothing is off limits to recalibrate, to go, hey, do I still want this? Is this still serving me? And it's funny how many assumptions go into our lives. Like, oh, I just assume that I still like this. I assume that I still want to go do this. And it's so funny how many times I've caught myself going, I don't actually even enjoy this anymore. What am I doing here? And so you get to decide that stuff. Again, going back to choice, like have a look at your life. What things in your life aren't serving you? And you're keeping them around too much. Now, I just want to caveat by saying if your wife and kids are in that list, no, Marcus did not just say you're allowed.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Okay. I love it. So that being said, let's say they're not quite where you are in terms of balance and really understanding their priorities. What would you say to a new business owner in terms of like essentially get ready?
Yeah.
What would your advice be?
Oh, I would say don't focus solely on business.
Yeah.
And this is where I see so many people go wrong. And honestly, sounds funny, but the subtitle of my book is for this person exactly, which is someone who focused on one thing. And usually that's my business success. And what ends up happening almost perfectly, health fails, relationships fail, or a mix of other things.
Yeah.
And what ends up happening, you have no fulfillment because you think $10 million in your bank account, but nobody at home to share it with, no friends around, and no health, you're going to be happy. You will find zero happiness, my friend.
Yeah.
So talking about that balance is don't think about it as just, well, I got to work on this one thing and then the other things will follow afterwards. No. I want to move everything up. And I don't mean I'm going to, spread myself nice and thin, but if I don't have a great relationship with my wife, how do I think my business is going to succeed and like really get ahead? Like think about what I'm saying here, people. Everybody knows that kind of relationship where you had a fight in the morning and you go to work.
And you can't
operate, right?
Yeah.
What are you going to 6 or 7 out of 10? Like at the best?
Right.
But again, what are you missing by not showing up as your 10 out of 10? So that relationship is so key. Or your health is failing and maybe it's just simple as a cold or whatever.
Yeah.
Then are you anywhere near a 10 out of 10? Not even close. So we have to make sure we're taking care of those things. We have to make sure we're getting the right sleep, we're taking the right vitamins, eating the right foods so that we can be healthy and we have our best shot at showing up 10 out of 10.
I love that, Marcus. I love that. Now you're in a place in your career where you can literally, I can ask you a question off the cuff and you could give something that could completely change someone's entire life. And again, in fact, you've written a book full of principles about them. What was the best business advice you've ever received and how did it change your life?
Oh, wow. That is so good. You know what? I'm going to go with something I've received recently.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I should be pulling something from my early days, but honestly, had I heard this in my early days, I could have moved faster, further, so much faster. And it's from my mentor, David Meltzer. And David says, don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask the big questions. And it's so clear that young, youthful entrepreneurs, I don't want to just say young, youthful entrepreneurs who step out and go, excuse me, I can see you're a bit further on this path than me. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Those people get so much wisdom poured out on them. I get to see it every single day. People at the top of their game going, oh my goodness, just because of how respectful you just approached me, I'd love to help you. You have so many people out there willing to mentor, willing to support, willing to give information. When someone approaches with respect, like, hey, I can see you're further ahead. Is there anything you can teach me? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Think of how far you get ahead. Now I've got all these wonderful mentors. When I launch a book, I've got these mentors going, hey, I'm going to buy a whole bunch of those books because I got a whole bunch of people who could use them.
Use them. I love that.
right? And they're there to support you. That's having a network, that's having a community. But so many people are just afraid to ask. No, I don't want to bother them. And honestly, that goes for me too. If you guys are listening to this and you're like, wow, there's something resonated big time with me, will you reach out to me? I would love for you to reach out to me. Yeah. Tell me what stuck with you. What was it that stood out to you? And let me know. I would love to encourage you. And if there's something I can do to help you on your path, man, I'll probably end up doing it.
You know what's incredible, Marcus? You sound just like your friend Todd Abrams, who is another one of the most successful individuals I know, but you never know it because of their humility when it comes to helping and giving their time and energy so freely to people who are not yet where they are.
Thank you. Todd is a beast and a beauty of a human being. So that's a really kind compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, no, but I think that's incredible. And also, I mean, if we look at some of the greatest business books or just books in general, I think of Napoleon Hill right away. And what did he spend the first 30 years of his career doing? Just talking to people who were further ahead than he was. And now everyone looks to Napoleon Hill as the guy, but all he did was ask questions saying, hey, you're further along than I am. Can I borrow some of your time? Can I buy you a coffee in exchange for your time? And now here he is.
So good. And you know, Jamie, let's tie back to our industry because it just reminded me how many times have we all heard somebody go, and by the way, what I'm about to say, I'm not blasting anybody and I have so much mercy for people, but we've all seen people go, hey, I came in 8th place at the show, but I did my own diet and training. And it's like, listen, friend, there was no trophy for that. If you had asked somebody who was further ahead, forget about 8th place. And I don't even care about placement, but the point of the story is if you just ask for help, you can go so much further. And there's this weird thing in business people's heads, like, well, I'll do it on my own because I'm a self-made man and all this crap. And it's like, that is such bull crap. And also, there's never been a truly self-made human being who did anything worthwhile in life. So go ahead and use the resources ahead that are there in front of you and start going further.
I love that. Marcus, this has been chock full of value. And guys, if you thought that you got value in the last 22 minutes, clearly you need his book because there's even more. We barely scratched the surface. But what can you leave our listeners with? What is another nugget about literally anything that you've done that you feel they could benefit from?
Oh, thank you for that. You know, I just want to, I'm going to beat the same drum for a second. I'm going to say, if you are in a place today, right now, where you're like, I know there's more for me in this life. I know I could be doing more. I know that I could be experiencing more. Then make a decision today that things change and decide exactly what you're going to do right now. Write it down and make a commitment to it. Put it in your phone that the alarm goes off every 3 hours, keeping you on track. Do whatever you need to do to stay on the new path. And no matter what comes at you, you do not get off that new path because you made the decision right now. You are going to live a better life. And you will.
Marcus, I almost want to say, hey guys, make sure you pause and replay that and then start using it with prospects on compatibility calls, because that's one of the most inspirational things. Whether or not they end up purchasing from you, hold them to that commitment to start their health journey today. Again, it's not about making money. It's about making impact. Oh, Marcus, where can people find you, get in touch with you, buy your book, everything?
Well, thank you. Go to playabiggergame.com. Playabiggergame.com. That's where I'm always. Yes, you can find me on Instagram as well. Reach out to me there. The book is on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, everywhere where great books are sold. And if you do end up picking up a book, I would love to hear what stood out to you in the book, what reached you, what resonated with you. Be in touch with me. Again, why not use me as the resource? If you have picked up my book and you have gone out of your way to read it, I know it will make an impact in your life. If you do the work, if you put in the work to do the challenges. There are challenges all throughout this book that say, put the book down. And by the way, the audiobook will be out. Actually, by the time this comes out, the audiobook will be out, and it is me reading to you. And I'm psyched to be on this journey with you. If I can have any impact in your life, that's all I'm doing with my life these days. So you will be filling up my bucket so much by allowing me to be on that journey with you guys.
Markus, thank you again. Something that just reminded me of is you can't spell the law of attraction without action. This is just like that.
Nice.
Awesome, guys. We are at Trainer Revenue Multiplier. I am at JAIM and the number 91. We are looking forward to having you back for the next episode. If you like what you heard, make sure you rate, share, subscribe, follow along. Of course, follow Markus, get his book, and we will catch you on the next episode.